Hi guys. Okay, so this week I read Carver: A Life in Poems by Marilyn Nelson. She won the Poetry for Excellence, Children's Poetry for Excellence Award in 2017. Excuse me. Anyway, this book goes over the life of George Washington Carver and a whole bunch of different poems. I really liked this book because for a biography, it's so much easier to read because it's just snippets of his life done in poems. And so it kind of makes it just easier to read and understand, and you get the basic information and a little bit more fun facts um, throughout, and then you're able. Um, so that's kind of fun. Like at the first poem, um, talks about how as a baby he was stolen from him and his mom were stolen. They were slaves, but they were stolen, and the family that owned them wanted them back. And so this guy goes out and is only able to bring back George. Um, and so the family's last name was Carver, hence how he got the last name Carver. So it became George Carver. And then we learn a little bit later that how he got Washington is because he wanted to differentiate himself from another townsperson who had the same name. So he said it was George W. Carver. And when asked what the W stood for, he's like Washington, as a joke, but it just kind of stuck. So then he became George Washington Carver. It talks about how he moved a lot. He had to move to Kansas because it was the only place with a school that African American children could go to. Eventually, he tried to go to college here, but they wouldn't let him because he was African American. So he had to move to Iowa, and in Iowa he got his BA and MA degree, and then he moved to Tuskegee Institute where he stayed and kind of continued his experiments, and he also continued to work in the arts and stuff. So that was really interesting. Uh, I really like this book. I think like I said, for a biography, it's super easy to read. It's interesting. You learn the fun facts and the basics still, and it has little facts throughout to add to the story, and it has different pictures and stuff. So, for instance, like the first front cover is a young picture of him. Um, then we've got different pictures of him. Um, but it was really good. I think it would be fun for a project to couple it with history, American history of the same time period, so that kids get more of a sense of how real this really was. Like the KKK was real. What they were doing was real, and it was horrible. Kind of like what the racial issues were, and just kind of what was going on with the time, and how someone different from them handled it and what they really went through. It gives them a more firsthand experience of it, which I liked. And then the activity I'd probably have them do is write a poem about a historical figure, and we'll just have fun with it. All right, thanks guys.